Finding linear equations. Method 1. Using slope-intercept form. To find an equation of the line that passes through the two given points whose x-coordinates are different, step 1. Use the slope formula m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 to find the slope of the line. Step 2. Substitute the m value you found in step 1 into the equation y equals mx plus b. Step 3. Substitute the coordinates of one of the given points into the equation you found in step 2 and solve for b. Step 4. Substitute the m value you found in step 1 and the b value you found in step 3 into the equation y equals mx plus b. Step 5. Use a graphing calculator to check that the graph of your equation contains the two given points. For this example, we want to use the slope-intercept form to find the equation of the line that has a slope of 2 and contains the point -4, 7. We want to use our formula y equals mx plus b. Since we have the slope and the point, we can go ahead and substitute directly into the equation. Y is 7, my slope is 2, and I want to multiply that by my x, which is -4, plus b. So 7 equals 2 times -4 is -8, plus b. I can add 8 to both sides, so 15 equals b. I can write my equation, y equals 2 for the slope times x plus 15. Since I have a point in the slope, I can check my equation by substituting the point into the equation we found for our line. Y is 7 equals 2 times x, which is -4, plus 15. 7 equals -8 plus 15. 7 equals 7. Our answer is y equals 2x plus 15. In this example, we still want to use our slope-intercept form of the line to find our equation, but this time we have 2 points, 4, 2, and 7, 11. So we want to use our slope formula, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and our slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. First thing we want to do is find the slope of our line. M equals 11 minus 2 over 7 minus 4. 11 minus 2 gives us 9. 7 minus 4 gives us 3. 9 over 3 reduces to 3. So the slope of my line is 3. Now I can use either 4, 2 or 7, 11 and my slope of 3 to find the y-intercept b. Use 4, 2. Using the formula y equals mx plus b, y is 2, and that equals my slope, which is 3, times the x-coordinate, which is 4, plus b. So 2 equals 3 times 4, which is 12, plus b. Subtract 12 from both sides, and -10 equals b. So the equation of my line is y equals 3x minus 10. So we want to graph our 2 points, 4, 2, 7, 1, and then graph our line on the same coordinate plane. First thing we need to do is go to Stat, and we want Edit, press Enter, and we want to type in our 2 points. So under L1, we're going to put our x values, and L2, we're going to put our y values. So in L1, we want to type 4, Enter, then 7, Enter. Right arrow to get to L2. Then we want to type in 2, Enter, then 11, Enter. You want to push second and y equals, and that'll take you to your stat plots. Choosing plot 1, press Enter, and when the cursor is blinking over on, press Enter again, and that will turn on your first plot. Make sure your type is the dots Your x list is L1 and your y list is L2. To enter our y equation, press y equals, then we want to type in 3x minus 10, and now we're ready to graph. So you press your graph button, now we can't see both of our points, so we want to press Window. Our x min is at -10, which is fine. Our x max is at 10. Our x scale is 1. Our y min is -10. Our y max is at 10, and that's what we want to change. Our second point is 7, 11. We need to have our y max larger than 11, so I'm going to type in 15. Our y scale at 1 is fine, and now we're ready to graph. So I'm going to press the graph button again. And this time our line graphs and we can see both points. Since our line goes through both points, we know that y equals 3x minus 10 is the correct line for the 2 points 4, 2 and 7, 11. Finding linear equations using the point slope form. If a non-vertical line has a slope m and contains the point x1, y1, then an equation of the line is y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. In this example, we want to use the point slope form to find the equation of the line that contains the points -3, -1, and 9, 5. Our first step is to use our slope formula to find the slope for the 2 points. Then we want to use the point slope form to find the equation of the line. So I'm going to find m, which is going to equal 5 minus a -1 over 9 minus a -3. 5 minus a -1 is the same as 5 plus 1, so that gives us 6. 9 minus -3 is the same as 9 plus 3, so that gives us 12. 6 over 12 reduces to 1/2. So using the fact that m is 1/2 and our first point, -3, -1, we are now ready to find the equation of the line. So using the point slope form, y minus y1, which is -1, equals m, which is 1/2, times x minus x1, which is -3. So this gives us y plus 1 equals 1/2 times x plus 3. Distributing my 1/2 gives us y plus 1 equals 1/2 x plus 3 over 2. Now I want to subtract 1 from both sides. So y equals 1/2 x plus 1/2. And we have the equation of our line. I want to check to make sure my line y equals 1/2 x plus 1/2 does go through the points -3, -1, and 9, 5. I want to go to Stat and choose Edit and type in my points. I'm going to arrow over to L1 and I'm going to type in -3. Make sure you use the negative and then enter. If you use the minus sign, the calculator is going to be very upset with that. Now I'm going to type in my 9 coordinate, then arrow over to L2, arrow up, type in my coordinate for y, -1, enter, then type in 5, enter. So now I'm going to go to y equals, and I'm going to clear, and then I'm going to type in my line, so parentheses, 1 divided by 2 for 1/2, close parentheses, x plus parentheses 1 divided by 2 for the y-intercept. And you can use 0.5. Now I'm going to go to Zoom and I'm going to choose standard number 6 and my line does go through my 2 points. I still have my stat plot set up from the previous example. Y equals 1/2 x plus 1/2 does go through the points -3, -1, and 9, 5. In this example, we want to find an equation of the line that has a 0 slope and contains the point 2, 5. If an equation of a line has a 0 slope, then we're looking at y equals b. The y-coordinate of the point 2, 5 is 5, so my answer is y equals 5. In this example, we want to find an equation of a line that has an undefined slope and contains the point 2, 5. If my slope is undefined, then my equation is x equals a. The x-coordinate of the point 2, 5 is 2. So my line is x equals 2. In this example, I want to find an equation of a line that contains the point 1, -3 and is perpendicular to the line 2x plus 5y equals 15. To work this problem, I need to use the slope-intercept form of the line, y equals mx plus b. My first step is to take the 2x plus 5y equals 15 line and get it in slope-intercept form. First step is to subtract 2x from both sides. So I have 5y equals -2x plus 15. Now I want to divide both sides by 5. So y equals -2/5 x plus 3. So the slope of this line is -2/5. The slope of a line that is perpendicular to this line is going to be the negative reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 2 over 5 is 5 over 2. Since it was negative, my perpendicular slope will be positive. So now I can use 5 over 2 and the point 1, -3 to find the equation of the line that is perpendicular to 2x plus 5y equals 15. So we'll use y equals mx plus b to find the equation of the line. So my y is -3, and that's going to equal my slope, which is 5 over 2, times my x-coordinate, which is 1, plus b. So -3 equals 5 over 2 plus b. I want to subtract 5 over 2 from both sides. So I have -3 minus 5 over 2, which equals b. And that gives us -11 over 2 equal to b. If you're not confident on subtracting fractions, you can use your graphing calculator to find 11 over 2. So we need to figure out what -3 minus 5 over 2 equals. So I'm going to type in -3 minus 5 divided by 2 and press enter. And I get a decimal. Let's say I want that decimal to be a fraction. I click on my math menu and I choose number 1, frac, and it's going to take my answer and change it to a fraction. So I press enter and I get -11 over 2, which is what we're going to use for b. So now we can write our answer. Y equals 5 over 2x minus 11 over 2. Finding linear equations. You can find a linear equation if you have a slope and a point that's on the line. We can always find the slope if you have 2 points by using m equals, in my numerator, y2 minus y1, denominator x2 minus x1. Method 1, using the slope-intercept form, uses y equals mx plus b with your point and your slope to find b, then write the equation of the line. Using the point-slope form, we use y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1 with a point on the line and the slope to substitute and solve for y to get our equation of the line.